Hello world. You know what? Seriously, I was only just saying this to the lads a minute ago before we went live on air. I've been worried sick about you. How you been keeping this week? We've all been worried about you. How are you? I mean, we've just had a big conversation about it. We're all worried to death about you. But you're back with us now, so you're safe, so don't worry. Let's go around the room, boys. Joel, how's your week been, bro?
You've been in the heat.
No, both of you got lost in communication there.
So in the heat, how's the heat?
So you're a heat lover then, Joel, like me, bro, yeah?
Well, I don't mind the cold or the heat, to be fair. I love the rain as well, so I like.
This explains your fascination with Star Trek. This just explains your fascination with Klingons, mate. Chrissy darling, the legend, the one, the only, the main fucking.
Wait a second, the legend?
Legend, yeah. Legend is he owned the word. He created the word legend. How was your week? Aside from
I hate the heat. I'm from Bradford. We don't have heat in Bradford. So I've been staying in with my two fans. And when I say two fans, I mean my two tower
You've got
fans.
Lots of fans, Chrissy. I had
loads of fans.
You lined that one up and I just knocked it in the back of the net.
So he's got two favourite fans. I don't see them there.
Two favourite fans.
They're sat in the room with him, mate. Blowing him all the time. Did you get it, Chrissy?
I don't see them there.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, Chrissy, your two best fans are in your room with you right now, blowing you all the time. Standard for you, innit?
Lee. And here's another one I won't fucking guess.
Yeah, well, there you go. Hey, Arel, how's your week been, bro?
Dying. Well, it was boring, especially with this heat. It's really.
I'm not being funny. Can I just pull you on this, right?
Yeah.
That makes absolutely no sense. It was boring, especially with this heat.
Yeah, because if I go out, I can survive. I mean, I have to have a bottle of water. Otherwise, I have to go back home and sit still dying. It was pretty boring.
So you've had a miserable week then?
Yeah.
He's had a miserable week, folks. Don't.
Tomorrow, I probably have a better day.
Well, do you know what? I hope your optimism ends the way it started. My week. Anyway, let's move on. Listen, should we do the news, boys? Should we do the news this week?
Before you do the news,
go on then.
Can we just do a mention for Margarita Prakatan? Margarita Prakatan passed away today. She was 89 years old. Margarita Prakatan was always on the Clive James show. She was his Latina chanteuse. And she used to basically murder songs.
Are you speaking foreign there?
And she, I met her in New York, and with Colin, we went.
Where?
Am I telling you this?
You couldn't have met her in fucking Nice, could you?
No, just because you're big in Belgium, it doesn't mean people can't go to New York. Anyway, so I was in New York, and we'd gone to see. It's an old story, but I went to see Joan Rivers, and Joan Rivers' tour manager said afterwards, "Shall we go out for a drink in New York with me and Colin?" So we said yes. Oh, shall I bring my friend? You might have heard of her, Margarita Prakatan. So we went out in New York. We had an absolute scream with her, and I mean a scream. And
fucking knifed or something. What happened?
Pardon?
You had a scream. What happened?
We had a scream. The thing was, she was a big star in Britain, but in America nobody knew her, and people were saying some very unsavoury comments. But anyway, she passed away today, and she came to see me in Manchester once. She said, "Oh, crazy!" She come to see me. She's doing a show, and she remembered where I was working. She actually came to see me. She was a fantastic woman.
Well, you know what? Let's raise it. Let's raise our individual glasses.
Tony Power, I heard your message as well, Tony.
God bless. God bless. God bless. I haven't heard of it, to be honest. But I'm just saying.
Rest in peace.
If you tell me she's a sweet woman, brother, I trust your judgment.
Hey, you would have had a scream with
me. Mel, Lynn, I hope you're right. Sorry to hear about me.
No. Anyway, let's listen. It's time, Joel. Get rid of that jingle.
Well, Chrissy's already mentioned the top news story, but let's go ahead with the news, shall we?
We're shuffling the papers, mate.
Okay, Lee, take it away.
Virus.
Coronavirus! I can't eat this. I gotta have sushi. I can't eat this, Dolores. I gotta have sushi.
Week after week, it doesn't get over it. Every week, one of us says it. Anyway, coronavirus. Where does undrunk Guinness go? This is. I'm not being funny. I'm glad this has come up on the news because I know one specifically. At least 2 nights last week, I sat awake all night thinking, shit, I'm going to pay these bills and I'm going to do that. And also, where does undrunk Guinness go?
What?
I couldn't sleep because of it, Chrissy. Well,
where does what?
Listen. And that's the problem. Your life, you know what? You'd have learned a fucking lot more if you'd listened.
Just hold on a minute, Lee. I'm just doing a selfie.
Yeah, you need a bigger camera than that. No, but shut it.
Whatever.
Undrunk Guinness go. Here's a clue. It will still make you feel merry. Folks, the Guinness Brewery in Dublin usually produces 720 million litres a year.
Million.
Let's see if we can get words out without Chrissy finding the song for him. But that was scaled back to minimum levels during lockdown. Obviously so, because it tastes like thousands of pints. Chrissy, listen to this, man. Thousands of pints of Guinness. Listen, well, I'll tell you what, listen to this, mate, because it's gonna blow your head off. Thousands of pints of Guinness that weren't drunk during lockdown are being used to fertilise Christmas trees instead. Obvious.
Yeah, that's what me and Orel were saying that earlier, weren't we, Orel?
Best use for it. Guinness
especially
is awful.
The Christmas is 6 months.
720 million litres a year, boys. That's the equivalent of 39 pints per second. And some is also being used to create a biogas, which I'm sure will... I know for a fact that Joel's had at least one wank this week over this fucking news. I know he has.
What?
There's no question about it. He's not been able to hold back on a wank when he's heard that fucking Guinness can provide biogas.
I couldn't give a toss about wanking.
There you go. Which bosses hope...
Can I just bring an image up of Margarita Prakatan? As Chrissy stole the news story, I'll just bring the image up now for the people.
Yeah. Sorry because I was there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, carry on. Right. It's another one, boys. On point, yeah. On the count of 3, it begins with C, it ends with an S. It's...
Oh.
All right, and again. All right, boys. 3, 2, 1. Coronavirus! Can't you tell you're from fucking Bradford? Jesus fucking Christ.
I can't eat this. I can't eat this, Lee. I can't eat it, Dolores.
Listen, boys, listen. Serious topic. Coronavirus. Here's the thing. Prepare now for a COVID-19 second peak. Health leaders warn the Prime Minister. Now, we'll carry on with the new statement, this segment in a minute, but that's wasted on him. Completely fucking wasted. Coronavirus. Prepare now for COVID. Coronavirus! Health leaders warn the PM. Now, I'm not being funny. Why does he need warning when he's just took us through a fucking lockdown and he's just took us He's the one that told us about it, apparently, But they've warned him. Anyway, top doctors are calling for a rapid and forward-looking assessment, which just sounds like fucking legal fucking speak to me, that. Top doctors are calling for a rapid and forward-looking assessment. Jesus Christ. You can hear that in an employment contract, can't you? Of health leaders are calling for an urgent review to ensure that Britain is properly prepared for the real risk, in inverted commas, of a second wave of coronavirus. Well, I hope that we're better prepared than we were for the first one. Ministers have been warned that urgent action is needed to prevent further loss of life and to protect the economy and growing fears of a renewed outbreak in the winter. Let me just read that last line to you. Now, before I do, boys and girls, everyone, join me on this. When I read this line out next, right, tell me anything in this statement that isn't completely and utterly useless and we didn't know already and is just is planting seeds of fear for a renewed outbreak in winter. So bet your bottom dollar, folks. I'm going to read it to you again. So with that in mind, listen to this. Ministers, the people that are in the know, have been warned that urgent action is needed to prevent further loss of life, and to protect the economy, amid growing fears of a renewed outbreak in the winter. If that isn't a complete non-statement, I don't know what the fuck is. Anyway, it begins with C, boys, it ends with S. And what does it sound like? It sounds like... there are new rules. These are the new rules that businesses must implement to reopen. So check out this, boys. You know, remember the warm fucking bubble that we got told about? And remember, stay alert. These messages that are coming from Boris. Imagine if he was fucking tripping, you'd end up completely noodled, wouldn't you? Because you don't know what the fuck he's talking about. And he doesn't either. He just sits there on his couch going, carrots and chocolate, I think. Randomly in the middle of the night. That's what he does.
You sound just like him then.
Creamy nougat. And then these ministers run off and look for creamy nougat. That's what happens. Well, here's another
Lee, did you say nougat?
Yeah, creamy nougat, Chris Archers.
Nougat? Not nugget.
No, nougat. Creamy nougat. He just sits in his bedroom at night, randomly. He goes, darling, did we unplug the television? Woof bar! Ooh, fruit! And then just goes back to sleep. That's what he does because he's a complete dick.
I've never slept with him, so I don't know.
Coronavirus. These are the new businesses. The new rules that businesses must implement to reopen. Get your head around this one. Businesses will have to work with each other and transport operators to ensure there is no crowding on streets. Yeah, well, boys and girls, I know we're the government, I know we're elected to do this, but it's like this, folks, yeah? It's your shit now. Don't fucking blame us. So just so you know, businesses will have to work with each other and transport operators to ensure there's no crowding on the streets. What the fuck?
Russians.
What do you mean no crowds in the street? Where do you want people
Now stay with us. That's what the government is saying. Pubs, restaurants, hairdressers, hotels and historic sites will have to keep customers' details for 21 days under plans to limit the spread of the coronavirus.
No one is going to give details to the
Well,
business.
it's this track and trace thing, which to me is clouded in secrecy.
Yeah,
it doesn't work and it's a
it doesn't
complete
work
lot of
because
bullshit.
There's no app.
Listen, if they were to fucking track or trace you, right, if they found out you had coronavirus available to them right now at MI5, knowing what we know post Snowden, if they want to find you, they will fucking find you. Whether it be in a brothel,
Have you
a gay
seen that
sauna.
we have the option in our phone already
Yeah, but
implemented?
Listen, they can access your phone via
Yes, but
anyway.
that doesn't work because there's no app. So track and trace doesn't work, even though Boris Johnson says it's just to say how. There's no app.
Exactly. So anyway, they're saying that hairdressers, hotels, and historic sites will have to keep customers' details for 21 days.
Did you say hairdressers?
Yeah.
I want to see how we're gonna implement that.
The government has provided advice. Look at the legal fucking statements being made here. This is legal talk. This is like I can't be pinned down here in case it comes on top. The government has provided advice for 4 different types of businesses: restaurants, pubs, and bars. In inverted commas, close contact services. Don't you love this fucking speak? This is like listening to a manager, you know, in Stoke-on-Trent on a Wednesday because you have to go because of a work proposed to on this course and this cunt turns up. I start talking management speak to you. Well, that's all this is. The government provided advice to 4 different types of businesses, restaurants, pubs and bars. Close contact services, such as hairdressers, spas and tailors, hotels and heritage locations, such as churches and historic houses. All of them must keep a temporary record of customers for 21 days and help NHS test and trace with requests for that data if needed. I think that's an infringement.
You go to a pub and they go, hello, can I have your telephone number just in case you got corona?
No, but they wouldn't. They go like that. They go. In fact, don't worry about it, love. I've already got it. I got it off that government website today. They've been fucking tracking you. That's what happened. That's what happened.
Mel Gregor says no crowding, but there are still protests. Yeah, but what the government says is the fact about the local businesses, small, medium and small businesses.
Yeah, basically.
It doesn't say regarding the protest that happens in London. He is referring about the medium and small businesses, pubs, bars, and all that.
Mel, the thing is about the social distancing and there's no crowding, right? Is that at this point now, let's just agree. Let's just all agree though on one point, yeah. The point where any person in charge in this government, this Meccano set, this Lego set of fucking government, the moment that they stop giving a fuck about people dying was roughly around a week and a half before they said that we are going to ease lockdown restrictions, right? Because I know this because a week and a half before I was still as petrified as I was a week and a half later when I found out, well, listen, yeah, I know more people have been infected, but boys and girls, it's okay to go out now. The thing is that this Toy Town government, sweetheart, what's her name? Mel Gregory. Listen, they haven't got a fucking clue what they say. This and they didn't mean that. They say this. Everything it's like a rush statement, just thrown out without any kind of forward thinking at all. There's no leadership going on here, babe, and there hasn't been from the word go. There's zero leadership here. So, how do you tell me if you can? How you're going to implement social distancing rules, which have changed in the past week and a half. This is moving fast, this story, folks, because a week and a half ago, social distancing rules agreed by all of the medical professionals was 2 meters, was it not?
Yeah.
But then it worked out that if they did that, the small businesses would lose 60% of their trade. So they then lobbied the government and said, if you don't fucking change this to 1 meter, you're getting no fucking campaign donations this week for Pret a Manger and whether it's al. And they've now started talking that no, forget that 2 meter thing. It's a meter. Anyway, the point being is they're a bunch of fucking nipples and they all need fucking.
Tony Power says, do we have to make an appointment to attend to the local then? Well, apparently, according to the government, you have to give your name and telephone number. So in case you have coronavirus, they have the local business. They have to provide that to NHS, your telephone number and your name.
Well, I'll tell you what, folks. After that,
I don't think everyone is going to do that because that is personal, totally personal. It's not about
absolutely personal. It's like having a wank's personal. Do you know what I mean? I don't tell people when I want a wank either. But here's the thing, right? Let's.
Very confusing.
That's very depressing. This coronavirus thing. We've all had a depressing time. Let's lighten the mood a little bit. Are you ready? Come on, lighten news item here. Let me just shuffle the papers again. Here we go. Plastic Nile is the headline for this one, and so follow me. This
Plastic Nile.
We need to break this circle of depressing shit with regards to coronavirus. So let's do it this way. 3/4 of the fish in the world's longest river, which is the Nile, contain microplastics. Sky News has carried out scientific research into plastic pollution in the River Nile, which they would, because, I mean, I'm not being funny, forget all the other shit that's going on. I know for a fact that their resources are needed to fucking carry out this fucking test in the River Nile in the middle of a world pandemic. But anyway, focusing on plastic found inside fish guts. Sky News has carried out the first ever scientific research, folks. And trust me, if it's Sky News, it is the first ever fucking, the time they've ever spelt science right, do you know what I mean? Into plastic pollution in the River Nile and discovered that a staggering 3/4 of the fish analysed contain microplastics. We found the longest... No, they found, I didn't. Found the longest river in the world and its tributaries extensively polluted all along the route from its source in Lake Victoria to where it eventually empties into the Mediterranean Sea. Scary fucking shit, boys and girls. Scary shit. Scary shit. I mean, seriously, producer, what are your thoughts on this news item? Can I get your thoughts on this, please?
Well, I don't.
What, on the plastics and fish?
Yeah, I think that's fascinating.
The entire ocean, the entire fish population is have got microplastics, and and then humans consume them, and then it goes into our bodies. So,
well, no, Joe, I
don't eat fish. So,
Joe, you don't have to be worried about that since you don't eat fish, isn't it?
Exactly.
No, but listen,
exactly.
Forget that.
Exactly.
Forget that, though. Forget that. It is a really interesting Joe Rogan moment we can all share together, boys. Let's be Joe Rogan for 10 minutes. Chris, are you on?
Did you say Joe Rogan?
So listen, I remember seeing one day printed in one of these scientific journals that I obviously read because I'm quite clever. There was this argument being made for now. Obviously, everyone's going to go in uproar here and go, "Don't be stupid. Just listen to what I'm saying." I don't. But apparently, there was a study done that showed that there was year on year. I think this was in the mid-80s. Year on year, more numbers of homosexuals being born. Oh, Aphrodites right now. The scientists also came up with this this bizarre, or is it bizarre? Who knows? Answer to why this could be, because they found that in the production of plastic, one big chemical that's used in the production of all plastic is estrogen, right? Which is the female hormone, and they found that in these.
Lee, do you know how to make a hormone?
Go on. Yes.
Don't pay her.
There you go. They found that around these factories in especially the big plastic producing countries like China and whatsoever, they always have a water outlet because they have a lot of wastewater that goes out there, and they have fish, right? So the scientists did these studies in these ponds that were next to these plastic producing companies, and found that the number of hermaphrodited fish was something ridiculous. It was something like 9 times bigger than a relative space the same size in any other format whatsoever. And the conclusion that they drew was that it was the levels of estrogen that were being pumped into the water in the production of plastic, right? Interesting thought, wouldn't you agree, boys? Think how many things today you bought that had plastic either covering them or wrapping them, or was contained in plastic or had plastic in them, or plastic is used in absolutely everything.
Well, I bought something today with plastic in it.
Did you know?
No, I'm not going to tell you what it is. Only that it was 7 inches long. That's all I'm saying.
Is that all?
It was his fingers. Glasgow scientists, boys, proved the theory proposing how aliens could use black holes for energy. Now, I know this is fact because I've done this many times after a chill out. I've used a black hole for fucking energy many times, Chrissy.
Is that a racial slur whilst you're looking at me?
I'm staring down the abyss into a black hole whilst on a come down. That's my
staring down Chrissy's black hole. Jesus.
There we go.
They actually believe there is aliens on this universe.
No, there fucking is. Look, it's for the fucking us for the start off.
Excuse me, maybe 3 of you, but not me.
All right, well you're the most suspect fucking reptilian here.
I know, but I still don't believe in that shit regarding the fact that.
Well, let's find out what they're saying. Researchers at the university.
Crazy people from Glasgow.
No.
Scientists saying that.
Right,
yeah. Say, Lee.
Them fucking scientists.
No.
Shit for a start, right?
Exactly.
Go on.
Lee.
Yeah.
In our galaxy, there are billions of stars.
Yeah.
In the universe, there's billions upon billions of
It
galaxies.
sounds like I am in Belgium.
Are you listening to me? So my point is, if you think anybody thinks we're the only ones here, are delusional.
Absolutely. I know. I can prove this wrong because I've got neighbours and I've got neighbours below me and they're right pain in the ass. So there's certainly no way I'm here on my own. I know that for a fucking fact. Nice one, Chris. We've solved that one anyway, haven't we?
Cannot be
That's that problem.
only people in the universe, the intelligent people in the universe.
Well, I tell you what would you fucking know about that?
I know the statistical part of it.
Yeah, but not the intelligence bit. The only person they qualified for that is me. Yeah. And I've got GCSEs to prove it, so shut the fuck up.
Yeah, well, I've got CSEs. Beat that.
There you go. You couldn't get the G then, no. Oh.
Yeah, I know what to get G now, though.
Same old.
Let's hear what those...
Researchers at the University of Glasgow have performed an experiment expending negative energy Jesus, I do that every day. They should just call me in. Could do it for fuck all.
Oh, yeah, why not?
Researchers at University of Glasgow performed an experiment expending negative energy and thus gaining positive energy. Oh, there you go. That's what I've been doing. I've been throwing positive energy into the world without even knowing it, Chrissa. To do this, the aliens would lower an object into... I'm going to start again. To do this, the aliens would lower an object into the black hole's ergosphere. Right, this has become a bit fucking Star Trek. I'm not carrying on with this no more. Joel, unless you demand...
Basically what it means is that aliens, they've surmised that aliens would use a black hole as a source of energy.
They use a kill me. Look at fucking Morning Glory. Trust me, there's pure aliens in there normally. And they just...
I'm legal alien.
And do you know what the solution for a KO is? Anyone knows this. It's a bump of cocaine. So they're full of shit. I could have done this in 2 minutes. It's easy, that one. Fucking black holes, black schmoles. Bore off. Segways are no longer going to be produced. And do you know what? That's a great day for the world. The next one I want to hear is Crocs are no longer being produced.
What do you know about segways?
You know, remember that fucking thing that George Bush got on that day and pretended and was riding it around? It was like a fucking watered-down version of the Sinclair C5.
Oh,
okay.
Right. The one with
that thing, that's Gormless thing on 2 wheels. The one that's on the screen now. Look at it.
What? I'm surprised they don't want any more to produce.
Well, I'm not surprised. Look at the fucking state of that. One, it won't fit in your hallway. Two, it's got electric.
Segway was a piece of fruit.
I thought it was a fucking supermarket chain, but there you go.
Oh, but they are good at business.
The Segway PT has proven especially popular with tourists and police officers, but it was challenging to use. I bet it fucking was. The Segway PT promised to revolutionise how many people got around, and the two-wheeled personal transporter certainly had a futuristic feel. But now, after a spate of high-profile crashes affecting presidents, remember that when George Bush crashed? It was genius. It was brilliant. They went, oh, it's dead easy, and fuck off, and twatted into a wall.
At least he done something better than what Boris Johnson was doing, hanging out at a few feet.
I'd rather see him smash into a wall than hang around on a fucking skid rope.
Yeah, but he was looking like a bloody baby.
Yeah, but I'd rather look like a baby than... I'd rather see his nose broken. But now, after a spate of high-profile crashes affecting presidents and athletes, production is coming to an end in mid-July. Can't come sooner for me. And that, my brothers and sisters...
That was the week that was.
It's the fucking news.
The week in 2 days.
Can we, Joel, as a new graphic for our show, can we get a little countdown clock set up in the corner for next week and show how many days it is since we last saw in the news any mention of Brexit?
Did you say...
one again?
Lee, did you say... Boo!
No, not counting time. No, like you have every day that passes before something happens.
Yeah.
We just need to have a clock that just keeps ticking and keeps ticking and keeps ticking. Because you remember, less than
until it's going to be mentioned on the news.
Well, 4 short months ago, my dear friends. 4 short months ago. Yeah. 4 short months ago.
No one's saying anything.
We were fucking to the R, to the E, to the T, to the I, to the X. We were... Well, that's probably fucked up. No, that was right, wasn't it? No.
Brexit.
B to the R, to the E, to the X, to the I, to the T. We couldn't move. We couldn't speak. We couldn't fucking breathe. We couldn't breathe because of Brexit. And then overnight, what happens? This fucking coronavirus comes in and just takes the fucking limelight straight away. It's like Sonny and Cher. It's like Simon and Garfunkel, this.
Chrissy, say hi to Tony Blundell.
Can we get a little timer going, Joel, so that every day that passes, yeah, before we actually see a new resurgence of the... And it's not going to happen. And do you know why it's not going to happen? Because the talks have been going on behind closed doors, my friend. We're going to end up with a fucking stick, right?
No deal.
An OXO cube and little all else. I think it's time, though, boys... If you don't mind, it's my turn to host the
you're doing the quiz?
It's my moment in fucking to shine here, and you only get one.
Paul McCartney.
You got to lose yourself in the moment. You got to own it. Never let it go. You only get one shot. Now's your chance to blow. And this is the bit I'm struggling with because I'm just not doing that bit. It's this week's quiz, folks, and I can't see I'm sure that Joel's already done the jingle for it, but thankfully it's been fucking hosted by me again this week, which means there'll be some semblance of good questions. Fucking last week there was a question about little minx. Is it little minx or little mix? I don't know.
Little mix.
Little Mix. Well, that in itself is an oxymoron. If you're making cakes, you don't want to have a little...
Well, do you know what, Lee? We're so looking forward to your question.
Apparently, Tony Powers got his sausage are burnt. Shit.
Your sausages are burnt, mate. Nothing worse than a burnt sausage. You've been having some today, yeah. Is that what's happened?
Yeah,
Without your
right now,
Speedo.
just shit. My sausage are burnt.
Without your Speedos on, that's what's happened.
Chrissy Darling fault. Blame him, not us.
Oh, blaming his sausage. Well, I could burn his sausage.
Yeah, I'm to point, I'm not being funny. When I'm like Robert De Niro, mate. I need to get into character.
What, doing Naomi Campbell?
No, I need to get. I'm getting into character here as Quizmaster General. Okay, folks, buckle and seatbelts in. Come on, dollies, do your dealing. That's where they're so appealing.
Aurel.
In fact,
Aurel, brace yourself for these fabulous questions. I can't wait. How's he gone now? Anyway, imagine what his questions are going to be like. The Beatles. The Beatles. It's all about the Beatles. Do you know what? John Lennon. We shall see. If he mentions the Beatles once, slap him, Aurel. Okay? I love the Beatles, I do. No, I was saying to you, Aurel, don't I love the Beatles? Huh?
What?
Oh, I see what.
Has he lost the questions?
No,
No, you want to wear a hat.
no, I'm going to wear an hat. I was going to wear. You remember them green glasses that I bought for our extravaganza on Halloween last year for the Armchair Anarchists? Remember the big green glasses?
Yeah.
I've been looking at them for like a year, and now that I want them, they're not there. But here's what I've got instead.
Oh, let me guess. It might be something far too glamorous for you, though, Lee.
Don't worry, they still can see you. What is that?
What is going on?
Joe,
He's trying something, but I don't understand what he's trying to do.
Is it worth it?
Funny. Not really now.
Yeah, it is worth it. And do you know why, Joe? I can give you a really, really straight answer to that one. It's worth it. Do you know why? Because I was doing it. End of fucking...
Do you know what would be really good, though, Lee? If you had it on the right way round.
Is it on the way around?
No, he's...
Right, let's move on, folks.
Lee, you've never been so glamorous in all your life.
It's time for a quiz, folks. It's time for the quiz. It's time for the quiz.
Move to your right, Lee. Move to your right, please.
I can't see.
Lee, just wear that all night.
Just shuffle your chair across to the right or whatever.
He can't see, that is a problem.
Are you ready for the first question, boys? Boys and girls out. Don't forget.
I'm more than ready.
We have our Armchair Anarchists phone here, and the number, if you look to that side of the screen of Joel Ryder's head, is the Armchair Anarchists number.
What is the mission?
You can join us at any time during our broadcast and become part of
the moon, Joe?
You can become part of history. You can become part of history if you phone it. Just think about that. If I could manage to phone in the middle of a Beatles recording session, I'd have fucking done it. But anyway, question number one. Bono glasses. Who was the... Oh, I've not got... Scores. Hang on. What are the scores on the doors, George Doors? 1! Two! I said woof. That's Boris Johnson late at night. Right, okay, got the scores now. In fact, Earl, you can keep scores.
We'll get to the first question pretty shortly.
Yeah, I know. Joel. I know the rush that you're in, but it's not the same one as mine, so shut the fuck up for a minute.
Cheating this week when I get them right. Well, I'm not sure who's cheating, Lee.
Number one, boys. I thought.
This number one?
What's the title of Paloma Faith's 2009 debut album?
Picking up the pieces.
Picking up the pieces.
I know she sang the song. I don't know the name of the album.
Any answers, boys? I've got in the room. Joel Ryder, what's your thoughts on this? And I hope Kieran isn't fucking providing them for you, by the way.
I've no idea, and he's not here, so I'm going to go with Tiddlywinks.
Tiddlywinks, good. It's a good answer, but it's not right. Chrissy, what's your answer?
What's the question again?
What was the title of Paloma Faith's 2009 debut album?
I think it might be Do You Want the Truth?
On the
Did
line.
you just Google that?
He's fucking lit.
How can I do that when I'm bloody speaking to you right now? You
Chrissy, get fuck. Get you know about that. Listen, you know the answer about as much as you know the third line in "Don't Let Me Down" by the Beatles.
I was at the Glory with Paloma Faith. Don't tell me that.
Oh
From
Jesus!
2 roads away from me.
Well, I'll tell you what, she's fucking not doing too well, then, is she?
And then she also sang like "Picking Up the Pieces."
Right. Anyway, so Arel, what's your answer?
Fall the Grace.
Well, I'm going to give Chrissy half a point for this one because the actual answer to that one is: do you want the truth or something?
Something beautiful.
Beautiful. How did you know that, Chrissy? Just coming
Because I got the album.
Have you really? Yeah, of course you have. Question number 2, boys. That's half point. Yeah,
Point.
anyone else answered it?
Your man said, no, Tony said Fall the Grace.
Mel gets half a point too for that.
Yeah, but...
Question number 2, boys. Name one of the teams that took part in the first Now, let's not forget, boys, that Man United are playing tonight as we're on, so the numbers will be down. Name one of the teams that took part in the first Premier League game of Project Restart.
Watford.
I love
First Premier League what?
So, Joel's gone for Watford. Chrissy, what was your answer?
I don't even know what the question was. What was the question?
No, Jesus. Name one of the teams that took part in the first Premier League game of Project Restart. And no one is coming up online here with an answer by the looks of it.
So what is the answer, Chris?
All right, Chrissy. Chrissy, are you just going to have a vote of no confidence in this one, yeah? Because it's football orientated.
Let me have a guess. Bradford.
Bradford. It's a good guess, but it's not right. All right, what's your thoughts?
I don't have no idea. I'm not
Right.
good with the football.
Anyone come up with anything?
Can I just say, Lee?
United says Tony.
Lee?
Yes.
Talk about my Little Mix question. That one is shit that you just come out with.
Well, it's only shit to you because you're into Little Mix. Little Mix fans wouldn't be into either, and that's why people do it. I am
What's it called again? Project what? Runway? What is it?
Project fucking Runway.
What is it? I've no idea. I don't even know what you're on about.
Right. Well, anyway, the answer to the question is Aston
What is the
Villa.
answer?
Aston Villa or Sheffield United. Well, yours was the most sensible reply, Joel. May I add? Number 3.
Ain't there a fucking clue? What?
Eyes down to number 3, please.
Arsenal. Everton.
How many time zones are there in China?
I go for 3.
3 sounds about right.
I will go for 4.
I'll go for 2.
Are you concentrated somewhere, Chris? Partner?
Well, what was your 3, 3, and 4? Anyone else?
2, 2, 2. I say 2.
Joel says 2. You're saying
3.
I say 4.
3 and 4. Okay, right. Well, it would appear that you're all wrong. They're good answers, but they're not right. China technically covers 5 time zones, but the country itself only recognises 1.
So no.
There you go.
A shit question.
That's interesting.
It's nice. It's an interesting question. Thank you, Joel, because we're on a different level intellectually compared to these. Number 4. What is the national flower of Japan?
Who the hell knows that question?
Did you hear the question?
No, you just say what is the national flower of Japan?
I know the answer to that question.
Good to know that, but I don't know anything about Japan. I'm not going that far.
Is it?
Oh, I know what this is. I know. It's
Go on.
xanthemum. Because they sell them. You can buy them.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
Powdered. Not
I love when they agree.
So, what's your answer?
I don't know. Then.
But you know what? Can I just say, Joel? I'm not even funny with you were exposed then like a fucking someone being caught wanking because you went. And then chrysanthemum, right? Just let you know the actual answer.
Water lilies, jasmine, and whatever.
No, the answer's cherry blossom. But as soon as Chrissy went, But because Chrissy said that convincingly enough for you, you went, oh, that's the one, yeah.
I'm glad you can read my mind.
You can read Chrissy's, obviously.
Are you sure it's that?
Well,
Because the chrysanthemum was the flower of the emperors.
Well, Chrissy, man, please feel free to go and individually fucking audit these questions and see if I'm right or
wrong.
wrong.
At the moment, but somebody can check that one.
Right, okay. Well, listen, I tell you that. Fucking who does the Blue Planet? Dick Whittington, whatever his name is. What's his name?
David
Attenborough.
Yeah.
He personally told me that himself. You're going to call him a liar, you dear terrible cow.
Oh, real?
You'll stamp that. Please. Just stamp that, yeah. Well, David Attenborough's not a fucking... Anyway, moving on to the next question.
Move on.
Got better things to do than...
National flower... Well, it's the point. National flower of... Oh, well.
Now, you should know this. Which artist painted the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel in Rome?
Oh.
He's the one, Da Vinci.
Yeah, Leonardo da Vinci. I've been there.
I've seen the documentary about that on TV.
So, Joe, what's your answer?
Da Vinci.
Right, well, you know what is the thing again? The most convincing voice wins the day. It was Michelangelo for a start off, yeah?
Michelangelo.
Not to do with Vinci, but because I went, no, that's different. I've seen that. I can tell you what day I watched the documentary. I'm telling you, it's stuck in Da Vinci. And Joel and Christian, they're going, oh, yeah, it was Da Vinci. He wasn't.
Da Vinci is the most famous in that.
Actually, I think it was Michelangelo.
It might be the most famous, but he didn't paint the Sistine Chapel.
Raphael. Which one of the Ninja Turtles
it wasn't Raphael.
was it?
Sistine Chapel.
Was it? No, I'm on about the Mutant Ninja
Joel,
Turtles.
I quit where you read, brother, because you just that was a bit.
So who's got the point now?
No one got a point. Number 6. How many keys does a classic piano have?
Oh, for God's sake.
55.
52.
We've got a difference of opinion here, folks. So listen, stay out the black, stay in the red. Nothing in this game for two in a bed. So one man, one singer, one song. Chrissy, what's your answer?
52.
Joe, what's your answer?
Didn't I say 52? 55.
Probably because Chrissy just said it convincingly enough for you, that'll do.
I know this.
Oh, no, that's it. It was 52, Chrissy. What was I thinking? Go on. Are you going to go with Chris? Are you going to gamble? What's hiding behind the board?
No, I said 55.
You said 55. Chris said 52. What's yours?
I'll go for 54.
Oh, well, you're all wrong because it was 88.
Oh.
See,
two fat ladies.
It's a good job we're not on fucking Open University, innit? And someone's on kids and they'll be like, is it that fucking Raphael bloke?
This question looks so boring and.
You asked about who painted the ceiling in the Sistine Chapel. Me, I just drifted because I thought it was Gemma Collins. You know when she was fucking painting the bathroom that time, and I'm thinking, can I answer it again? That's what it's been like. Question number 7. What year was Netflix founded?
2005.
What year?
Yeah, Chris, that's the question I'm asking you. Oh, listen, look.
In this country.
What?
Where?
In this country or abroad?
Chris, stop playing for time.
I would say 2014.
All right. Well, Mel's saying 1988. Tony Power's saying 1988.
Actually, no. I would say no. It wasn't. It was earlier. I would say 2000.
Strikes again.
2002. I'll say.
Okay, right. Well, you know what? You should have stuck with your fucking mates because both Mel and Tony have got it right. Well done. Round of applause, Joel. If you can get the
1988.
It was 1988 because they started off initially, didn't they? As
there's no computers then.
No, but they would send videos to your house, and then, or they would send
DVDs.
Netflix began sending DVDs.
Shut up.
What? I thought you meant in its present form.
Which dimension are you in?
The same one that you're fucking like scientist, but
I was thinking, I don't know that that's sending the DVD.
Netflix used to send DVDs. That's how they began their business model. They didn't start a streaming service until later. They knocked Blockbuster out the fucking. And when you do research this, when you find this out to be true, right? When you find this out to be true, I want you to untarnish my name in the same publicity fanfare you just dismissed. All right.
Fucking Little Mix, come back, all is fucking forgiven.
I'm not having it. It's not my fault I'm intelligent and you're all fucking daft.
Hey, I think somebody sat behind you throwing the voice.
We are used to the one that is streamed right now, not the one that was in 88.
Yeah, but you know what? We got used to that because me and Chrissy lived through the fucking videotape age. We lived through the fucking Twin Tub era.
I have videotapes at home.
Yeah, but you've got how to play them on.
Exactly, because I have.
Which seaside, this is question number 8 for anyone that's still with us. Which seaside is home to the longest pier in the UK?
Brighton.
Brighton, isn't it?
Oh, God, let me think.
It's a pier with the beach.
Yeah, well, when I say pier, in reference to like a beach,
I would say, hang on. No, it's not, it's down south. I would say it's Southend.
Wash your neck curtains, you dirty.
Brighton?
No, not Brighton.
Joel, have you got a response for this?
I said Brighton.
You said Brighton, yeah. Arel, what's your thoughts?
Brighton?
Yeah, I'm not being funny. There's school degree going on here. Chrissy, darling, listen, I know for a fucking fact you've got fucking Syria helping you out there, like a little fucking, oh, look at fucking Mulder and Scully here with fucking Syria going, oh, Chrissy, actually, yes, it is Southend on
Can I just say something, Lee? In order to use Siri, watch my mouth. Hello, Siri.
Hey,
You've already fucking up to look, mate, before.
I've been, you know.
I used the conversation. It went something like this. It went, all right, Sarah. And so, hello, Christina. And you've gone, listen, baby, in a bit, yeah? If you can just do me a favour, just keep your fucking mouth shut.
I have been to the longest pier in Europe, in Poland.
Right, well, anyway.
Right.
Southend-on-Sea. And Chris O'Dallin got that right. Did anyone else get it right? Mel got it right. And Tony Power did as well. Well done. You're hot on the heels of Chris O'Dallin here. Next question, number 9. What percentage of the human body is water?
Oh, this is quite high.
It is quite high. 90%. How about that?
Oh God. It's
Because normally we have.
By the way, I just realised something. You can see the answers. I just caught you looking at me. You just cheated.
I just say,
or else it's actually cheated.
It's high, but I would say
it's over there?
50 or 60%. So.
Well, we have between 4 and 5 liters of blood.
I'd say 55.
Until Pennsylvania comes and drinks the blood of the Virgin.
So I'll go for 70%.
60%.
We've got 60 from Chrissy. What's yours, Joe?
You said 90%.
I said 90.
Oh, did you? Joe, I'm not being funny, brother, but you know what? I know for a fact you're not taking this quiz very seriously. I took your fucking quiz.
I think it's more, 70%.
And what, 70%? Well, Chrissy Down is actually spot on. It's 60%.
Before you say anything, I did get A-level biology. I just thought I'd tell you that.
But Chrissy, you also got A-level religion. And where did that go?
On my knees in front of Jesus.
Yeah, well.
Oh, sorry, Jesus, a dancer from Vauxhall.
Question number 10. Question is, and this is just for you, Chrissy, just to make it easy for you. Who sang Purple Rain?
Prince.
Rain.
Well, you say who sang Purple Rain? Who was the last person to sing it?
No, Chrissy, no, it's not. I'm not saying that. I very clearly listen. I'll just read it through again. So just listen carefully. It clearly states.
Yeah, give me that shit question again.
It doesn't say who sang Purple Rain in 1984 when they covered it on that fucking It's album because they couldn't. It just says who sang Purple Rain. So
me at the karaoke last week.
Yeah, well, there you go. This is your problem in life, Chrissy. You just when you know what I mean.
Who sang it?
When you're buying a loaf, you don't ask what fucking flower.
I've got Jennifer Hudson singing Purple Rain.
Yeah, but I'm not asking who sang Purple Rain.
Prince.
There you go. He fucking got there in the end, didn't we? Joe?
He was one of them.
Prince.
Yeah, you got the name. I don't know. I'll put 0.
You don't know?
Purple Rain. I don't know who the hell sang it. Trains like the other two.
Really?
Copy Chrissy.
You swear at Orel the same way.
I know. And listen, I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed.
Well done.
Well, it would appear, Chrissy, that you won this week, and that's only because I wasn't playing, and Mel was neck and neck with you, I think, if truth be told. I think Mel got as many as you. So just think yourself lucky that Mel's not here. But here's the thing, Chrissy, that's a nice segue, because you know what's happening next week, don't you?
No.
You know what's happening next week? We're gonna have one more for dinner.
Huh?
Huh?
Mel's gonna be here.
Oh,
GD Aphrodite will be here.
she's got it.
Apparently, she has dyed her hair to look like 960. You know that rapper in New York. Apparently, it's the new thing, and she's just jumping ahead of the curve.
960. What are you on about?
That guy who dyed his hair like a rainbow, and
Oh, that one we was looking at on YouTube with all the bodyguards.
apparently Mel's done that to her hair.
She better not.
But apparently she has, and she's had so much Botox. Apparently, she just permanently looks like she's just been hit in the face.
Mel, bring me some down, please.
Anyway, so that was the quiz this week, folks. I think that I raised the bar here a little bit, boys, in terms of just like
What
what was little Mixie's mum's name?
What was you asking? Fucking shitsville questions.
Exactly.
What's the national flower of Japan?
Which you look at, please, Arel, could you look that up for me? I said chrysanthemums.
Chris is disputing it. Oh, this is controversial. Can we just look that up? Can we just
Hey Siri,
Can we just fact check this? Live on air.
what is the national flower of Japan? Oh, she doesn't say nothing because
She fucking hates it because she's in fucking conspiring with him. I've told her.
Say it again, please.
Hey, no.
the national symbol used in Japan. Sorry, it's just on. I can't believe it.
Yeah, let me
It
check.
doesn't work on your phone.
Hey, Siri.
It's gonna tell mine.
Hey,
You
Siri.
don't have Siri on your
Only
phone.
one person can talk.
No, but when I talk, she just ignores me anyway. She's a bitch. Hey, Siri. This is the most frustrating thing in the world. Look, folks.
Hey, Siri.
This is called racism against Mancunians. What? Hey, Siri.
What is the national flower of Japan?
Siri's so shit. Tell you.
I'm not. Seriously.
Use the passcode.
Oh, for fuck's sake. It's not even Siri. It sounds like a bloke.
I know, but it doesn't say you have to open it.
All right, I'll read it. National symbols of Japan are the symbols that you... Symbols. So, the flag of Japan.
Not symbol, flower.
Flower.
Doesn't say.
Why don't you ask it again and it'll answer the question you ask it?
Angavo.
I asked what is the national flower of Japan.
Joe, can you get the breaking news?
Hey Siri,
Can you get the breaking
what's
news?
the national flower of Japan?
He's right.
It's a yellow chrysanthemum.
Folks,
Thank you. Hey Siri,
You see, me and Chrissy
what's
were
the
right.
national flower of Japan?
I love that. Fuck you.
Chrysanthemums.
no, listen, folks, can I have a bit of silence here in the
I
room?
apologize for that
Can
one.
we get a bit of silence in the room? Listen, camera close up on me. I want to do that moment, where like, folks, I never had sexual relations with that girl, and it's the thing about the reason people trust me is when I'm wrong about something, I just own my shit. You know what I mean? So with that in mind, it would appear upon scrutinisation of the quiz questions that the place that I've got these quiz questions from is about as reputable as Wetherspoons. So this is probably the pub quiz from Wetherspoons.
Oh.
Because apparently, Chrissy, you're right, it was chrysanthemums and not cherry blossom. Or is cherry blossom a chrysanthemum? Ah,
Chrysanthemum is the flower because they sell the tea. And
I think that's a term for chrysanthemum, cherry blossom.
Oh, really?
Think about this show, Chrissy. We never stop learning, do we? We're just getting clever and clever every week.
Well, we're getting summer every week.
It's an educational experience. This program. But anyway, yeah, well done, Chrissy, for calling us out on that, and rightly so, of course. No one's upset about that.
Of course not. The question it was.
If you see something, say it.
Say it, sorted.
Yeah.
Right, I think it's time for fit or shit.
Yay!
Yeah.
I hope there's a lot of Russian blokes on this week because I'm not being funny. The numbers have been declining on the Russian front, and I'm a bit pissed off about it.
Well, since we do a Russian bloke, it's never changed.
What do you mean? It fucking well has. Oh, but I'm fast swearing. Chrissy, as a friend of mine, and Arel and Joel, I've asked you to pull me when I'm swearing too much, and you know what? You haven't, and I'm actually now at the point where I'm actually blaming you. I think you're enabling me to swear.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, moving on.
Anyway, so hit or shit?
Go on, Chris. You better rock it. You're rocking it this week, man. Go on.
The first one's on the screen.
Look at that. Look at
We have just 3.
Who are these?
Funny, but almost they will look like they will shit themselves.
But listen, they could shit themselves. I would clean them
The
up.
ball is at the front, not the back.
Yeah, but the way that they do it.
All right, okay.
Yeah.
You could tell so well.
You know what you're like, Karel? You're like one of them. You know, one of them contestants in Four in a Bed that goes in a room and just looks for dust, like on the top of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you're like. Tell me, how can you pick fault in that?
Who are they, Joel?
The middle is holding like
They
that.
are, as the
peas.
title states, some wrestler fellas.
Oh.
And rightly so. And rightly so, they were born to be wrestlers. Born to be wrestlers!
Hit!
Thanks for that. I think we're all saying hit for that, aren't we?
Giant haystacks never look like that.
I know.
No, he had big boobs than me fucking man up.
Next one.
I'm not liking this one, Chrissy. I'm not liking
Why?
this one.
Which one?
So look.
And your problem is?
No, it's anti-climax, Joel, already, man. You can't build up like that.
I'm going fucking blue here.
Can you not see it?
Oh.
Yeah, I can see it now. You can see it now. Listen, that looks like Nessie to me. That photograph, remember a photograph of Nessie captured underwater? The Loch Ness Monster. That's what it looks like.
Lee,
35.
just hold on, I'm putting my lipstick on.
It looks like Nessie to me. I think we found Loch Ness Monster, boys. And who'd have thought all that time it was just down some Russian gymnast pants? Who'd have thought it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Not being funny, but that's his face.
No.
Yeah,
Shit.
I don't think that's going to set the world on fire. And I think if he was out in lightning, I don't think he would actually get struck by it.
No.
Sorry, I'm just...
Right, next one.
Mind you, this
Hit.
one is a 100% definite hit.
What is that carrot?
Opinion.
Some privets.
Yeah.
Gassy.
Which one?
This one, right now.
A military guy.
See, I'm not being funny, but you know what? He doesn't rock it for me at all.
Oh, because you're a raving lesser, that's why.
Well, obviously I am, but he doesn't. He just looks like one of them. He looks like one of the more grown-up members of GAY late.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Okay, then.
I mean, different
Then
clothes.
get your dirty, filthy, scummy hands off him and I'll have him.
It's
There
not on the
He
side.
goes to Circa. Chrissy, you've seen him before.
I've had him.
You've had him.
Also,
How do you know you're going to Circa?
Oh, explain that one to Joel.
He's the type.
Yeah.
He's a model. He's not a real.
He's just. He is like the human equivalent of Magnolia in the gay world.
Yeah.
He's just a very, 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 very bland fucking.
I want to meet some of the guys you meet then, Lee.
The thing is that I don't. And anyway, if I did, it'd be in the dark. So
Do you know what? It's that fucking Magnolia. Ooh, I got it. It's stuck in my nose.
Who is next?
What do you sniff Magnolia, Chrissy? Yeah. In fact, I might try that myself. Does it work?
Oh no, Joel. He looks right common, this one. Oh no.
Oh, I know.
Do you know who reminds me of him?
Oh.
Do you remember that
Semolina, cold Semolina.
no, that lad out of...
This one is not a Russian bloke, isn't it?
No.
Ah, okay.
He looks like that lad who used to star in that 70s comedy show called
He's
Taxi.
looking for the stars.
Taxi. He was Fonzie's nephew or something.
Well, I was born in the 80s, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah. Well, 1880s.
No, that was you, dear, not me.
1800.
1880s.
That was you.
And he was still looking like Madonna even then.
Well, it's.
You remember when he stopped riding with the kid?
75, isn't it? He's 75.
No, he was born... He likes to think he was born in 75.
No, I mean he's 75 years old.
Oh, he's actually 75 years old.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. It's a closely guarded secret like fucking aliens.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, talking to a pair of chickens there.
Chicken.
Old rooster.
Free range, babe. So
Exactly.
Yeah, free to the first bloke.
Oh, you wish, darling.
Oh, Chrissy,
Oh, fucking
what came first? The chicken
Or the egg.
or the egg?
I mean, Aurel, do you know what? It must be so hard working in a bloody library.
It's just quiet.
Who is next?
Can
Oh,
you not see it?
Who is that? What's his name?
what's his
This
name?
is a celebrity chap.
Oh.
Oh, is it right? Is that what they're called now? They don't actually have names anymore.
Yeah, No, they don't have names anymore.
The picture of
Well, Lee, next week we're going to look forward to your ones.
No, I don't mean that. I don't mean it's a celebrity guy.
So we'll look forward to yours next week.
I didn't mean that. That wasn't a pop at you. I thought that's what he was branded as in the media, because I don't know who he is.
Apparently, that depends who is that banner behind him. Depends what is over there.
Well, do you know, my eyes are drawn to something else other than the banner. It begins with B, and it's certainly not the banner.
With the B.
He must have known what he was doing there. You or I would know if we had split bollocks down the side of our fucking.
What was bollocks behind him?
If we're going to a premiere though, in front of billions of people potentially, right? That wardrobe malfunction there would have been sorted unless it was planned. What do you think?
No shit, Sherlock.
There you go. He knows what he's doing, and he's
photoshopped.
Yeah.
Do you reckon it is?
Yeah.
Joe, can you do that for a fee? Because
Yeah, most of these bulges are photoshopped.
listen, there's a lucrative business here. You should get fucking business cards. Bulge bigger. We can call it that. Bulge bigger limited.
Anyway, we have another one already.
Hey guys, have you ever sat there late at night and thought, oh my god, my dick's so small? Well, now you can do it with this. It's bulge bigger. Yeah, that small dick grows instantly. Joe Ryder, over to you. And then you can just there go out and just.
Who's next?
And that was it. Hit or shit.
Yay!
Well, you know what it is now, though, don't you? You know what it is now. And I need to fucking gather myself for this because every week I'm getting more and more traumatised by the questions that are coming in. It's awful. I knew that people were down because of coronavirus, but I didn't realise they were this down. Do you know what I mean? We've got serial killers, Chrissy. We've got people fucking raping their grands. It's awful what's going on in the world. And they seem to write...
But who said life was fair, Tina?
Oh, anarchist.
Life is not fair.
Oh, in the words of my
What can I
Pat, Chrissy.
do?
Nobody said it was going to be pretty.
No, it's not.
Right, I think it's over.
Pat this week.
What?
I spoke to her.
Did you speak to Pat? Yeah.
Yeah. On Facebook.
By the way, talking of Facebook, we'd like to fucking nice segue. Can anyone who watches our show, if you haven't already, can you make sure that you sign up for our YouTube channel, please? Because we go out on YouTube, and because Facebook is so sort of like, oh my god, it's like, you know, dots last year were like the big thing, but like this year, yeah, like Facebook's so like over it, you know, gone by, and the next, we want to move over permanently to YouTube because apparently it's cooler over there. So help us out, folks, and share, please.
If I could turn back time, if I could find a way.
Darling, you're not gonna get younger.
But Chrissy, what way would you find if you could turn back time?
There's a draft in your room there, Lee.
Anarchist and help us
It's a
out.
draft.
Do we have a question?
We
Dum,
do.
dum, dum, dum.
Question.
Question. Fuck's sake, one day we're going to get this right. Anarchist and let's say the question.
So who's answering?
You.
Oh, am I? I should tell you. And who's asking the question?
Well.
Oh,
Okay. Next one will be Joe.
hit me, Tuts.
This week question comes from Mr. or whatever it is.
Could you speak up a bit? Because I can't hear you on your mic.
This question we have from God knows who is male or female. I don't have no idea.
Just give it. Just take a stab at it. Just take a stab at it like you normally would.
From Ayatollah Panmi.
Ayatollah Khomeini?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
He's 24 from Bowlio, Hampshire.
Oh, it's from Hampshire.
Yeah, Hampshire. The problem is that he's with his sister. She's such a fucking bitch with me.
There's a lot of bitching.
I know, there's a lot of bitching in this country.
A lot of bitching sisters.
A lot. If I say hello, she ignores me. If I ask her to come to the pub with me, she looks at me as she has discovered a skiddy on a hotel towel.
Oh.
Last Christmas, I said to her I would like to do Christmas dinner for her, but she said, sashay away.
Oh.
We're talking about RuPaul or just me?
So go on, we're at Christmas dinner.
I don't know what I've done to deserve this behavior. When I spoke to my mother about it, for some reason she starts speaking backwards and liking her rose.
Listen.
Do you know what?
licking her rosary beads
Oh.
while calling out my grandfather's name Adeboyolo Wheeler, who died of 90% burns when his simile burst into flames in the middle of Lidl supermarket in Grimsby a few years ago.
Chrissy, before we do move on with this, can you give the correct, possibly the correct pronunciation for this name?
Which one? The second one. Adeboyolo Wheeler.
So that's how we've tried it. Chrissy, what is the correct?
Well, I can't see it.
What's it? It's Adeboyolo.
Adeboyolo Wheeler.
Listen, we'll come back to that one.
Exactly. We'll come back. I just don't know what to do. Please help. I just want a normal family.
It's not, Chris, it's not over yet. It's not over yet.
Oh, by the way. Okay, so I kind of take loads of magic mushrooms. I've been trying those. Okay, I kind of don't know whether I'm licking my own balls or cracking a pair of socks of a goldfish at times. My point is, I don't
Speak
know.
up a bit.
So what?
Speak up a bit. I can't hear.
I'm speaking as loud.
Go back to the outline. So apparently, at this point, it's, we've just found out this taking magic mushrooms.
I took loads of magic mushrooms.
Right.
I kind of don't know whether I'm licking my own balls or cracking a pair of socks for a goldfish.
That's crocheting. Crocheting. It's a knitting kind of thing.
Crocheting.
Yeah, crocheting. Well, it doesn't matter. But anyway, cocaine's better anyway.
My point, I don't know whether my sister is actually real or is an actual tin of spam.
Oh.
My mother is an ex-crack addict who still doesn't know whether he's Wednesday or Black Mange. She still treats more than a pair of pensioners on double money each. Please help, Anarchist Aunt. I just want a sister, whether she's real or not. If I can just stop the mushrooms, Tina, Dexy, Sensi, H, and acid. Yeah. I might be able to live in the real world instead of where the cheeky girls are raining monarchs on Yoko Ono and actually can sing.
Chris, before you intercede, this at the end as a complete swerve ball, it was it's actually moved slightly into my field of expertise because it mentions what's the name again? Yoko Ono. And it says at the end,
can actually sing.
This person is not sure whether he's in the real world or not because he's mate, no, you're not in the real world, mate. You're in the middle of
breakdown.
Just a bad trip, mate, but you'll come out the end of it. But I will say this much. Don't stop taking the drugs. Why? Because you know what? The real world is far worse.
Especially with COVID-19 right now. People breaking rules of social distancing.
Self-medicate to the point where you are basically frozen in a corner just behind the U-bend in your toilet, upside down with your hair frozen, with like a gormless look on your face like that.
Don't worry about your mother. Don't worry about your sister. Just
don't worry about your kidneys or your liver either. Just go for it.
Exactly. And keep taking mushrooms.
But Chrissy, and as the resident,
life is too short to have a break.
As the actual expert in these kind of matters, what's your thoughts on this?
Well, I've just got one sentence for him.
Yeah.
You need to speak to Frank, you mad cunt.
A what? Sleeping.
Chris, I'm not being funny. He's not going to get any joy from Frank because you and I both know Frank always weighs under it by at least 0.2.
Well, he does. And do you know what?
He's a fucking.
I always get Frank mixed up with wank, which has caused me a lot of problems.
On Grindr, especially.
How many problems he can create?
Well, do you know, sometimes you can't speak to people with the mad as a box of fucking frogs. Do you know what I mean? It's not like losing your arm, losing your legs. You lose your mind, you're fucked.
Well, do you know what? I remember someone was once described to me who was mad, and they were mad. They once described to me, and I thought it was brilliant, as it's like opening a bag of monkeys.
Yeah.
I know, it's like opening a bag of monkeys.
The most sane stroke maddest person I know is Mad Pat.
Anyway, so I hope this advice helped you, whatever your name
I hope that helps. I hope that helps.
Again, don't give up on mushrooms.
But what month are we on?
We're on June now.
June.
I thought mushrooms weren't out till late August, early September.
Depends where you live in the world.
Just to dry them and put them in a pot and put a nice bit, little sealant in, and then allegedly.
Yeah.
And also allegedly 15 is a good number to do, but anything over that can end up being a bit scary. So I sort of heard. I don't know.
Allegedly, yeah.
Yes.
And and there's no control over them, and they've got little maggots on these heads.
And
Allegedly. Boys, can we go back to a point of reference we were talking about last week before we closed the show and all the rest of it?
What's that? What's the meaning of life?
Well, what is the meaning? Chrissy, where does the circle begin?
Just have a word with you. Just tell us now.
No, I don't know. That's what I'm asking you.
Just tell us how many decimal points is pi? Just tell us.
3.149 something, and then it's 9 figures.
3.428571, and then it gets lower.
Yeah, can we fact check this, please? Because if fucking
3.1428571.
He's probably right because he's remembered it from a kid. Pi. Two things I want to bring up in today's broadcast, obviously because it's current. What are your thoughts about the fact that just short of 3 weeks ago we were still in full lockdown mode and the roads were empty, there was no planes in the sky, and we were joined by a quarter of the earth, and now this week, as of yesterday today, it would appear that we woke up like Bobby Ewing did in Dallas, and it was all just a big dream. It didn't actually happen in the first place. Am I right here or what?
Well, it did happen. That's the reality of it. And some people will turn around and say that the economy is as fragile as anything. I don't agree with that. I think people are worth more than anything else. But unfortunately, governments don't think the same.
Well, I don't either, because they're not worth more than like an original #1 White Album by the Beatles. I'm not being funny.
Well,
I'd skip none of that.
I prefer you.
You're going in the skip. I'll dress you in some warm clothes. But it's
Lee, do you mind not mentioning skips with me around after what I had to put up with a few years ago?
Why? Oh, Chrissy, please tell us what happened a few years ago.
I got accused of joking about killing women and dumping them in skips.
And who were you accused of that by, Chrissy? It wasn't a tabloid media, was it, by any chance?
It was, actually.
They're just scurrilous, aren't they? Were they outside your house with like big fucking photo, optic lenses and all that kind of stuff? And
you're not far wrong.
Because I know, I didn't tell you this at the time, Chrissy, but do you know when you were at the height of that madness, whirlwind madness that was you getting through to the X Factor finals, by the way, folks?
Did you put me the paper in front of me?
I got you the paper. I bought the paper for you. I got 9 copies in case you missed it. But
yeah,
I was offered £3.75 for my story about you, and I turned it down, mate. I said no comment, mate, no fucking comment. And I needed that. I could have got that's like 37 Mr. Freezes for that. So you.
Well, you could have big Mac cookies. You could have had something from there.
I never told you this, but that's the truth.
So, this note,
£3.74, mate.
We have.
Is that all that was worth?
No, mate. I negotiated them up. They were offering like 150 at first. Right, let's go then. But listen, Mel.
Oh yes, Mel. When's Mel coming down?
It's coming on Friday.
Yeah.
It's coming on Friday. Yeah. And also, Joel. We all want you to know, yeah. We all want you to know. Although you're miles away, you're always in our hearts. And I want you to know this much, yeah. We all love you.
Just like Princess Diana.
Thanks very much.
No, I've been very serious about this. I'll tell you why. Because I'm hoping that this is going to prompt a spate of people telling me that they love me as well. Yeah, I'm not wanting to get
just
back.
hold on a minute.
Chrissy, you know why though? Because you've got to give a little love, take a little love, be prepared to take a little love. Your rollers knew what So
see you next week.
But you know what? We're living.
What are you saying, Chrissy?
In crazy times.
We're living in crazy times. Well, we've been living in it for a while now, bro.
Yeah. Watching the blinds.
I think I might miss my moment with that song because I should have released that like 3 months ago and I'd be fucking rich now and I wouldn't be talking to you. I'd be on below deck, but renting it.
But anyway, we might have something to tell people next week.
You'll be living in the basement if I ever fucking have a hit with Crazy Times. That basement that you fucking had planned out for me when you win the Euro lottery, that's yours, mate.
No, all right, I don't mind. No, I'll be in the loft.
No, you'll be in the fucking.
Oral, bye.
Bye.
Bye, folks.
No, stop, Salam.